Hi YouTube, thanks for visiting if you are a subscriber and have watched my reviews before, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Helena and I review films which pique my interest and films which are popular. Speaking of popular, I already reviewed the initial Spider-Man film of the Sam Raimi trilogy, which is an origin story with plenty of action and a fabulous popcorn film. Raimi's trilogy is considered the greatest of the Spider-Man films by fans. It has personality, which is hardly what Marvel is about these days. If you have watched my reviews, you will know my thoughts about Marvel and that Iron Man was brilliant, but after that, it was responsible for tedious, factory-like productions such as Thor, the Hulk film, and the dire She-Hulk iteration. What the fuck were they thinking with that? It's like they've become Disney. If you are continuing to watch this after my rant, thanks. The initial Raimi Spider-Man sequel is the most popular of the trilogy, and for good reason. It follows nicely on from the original picture. It has the main cast from that, with the introduction of a new villain, whom I will mention shortly. The opening sequence is fantastic and very famous. It immediately evokes a sense of comic nostalgia. Peter Parker is not living his best life. That's such a cringe expression, but it's relevant. He is working as a pizza delivery man with a tendency towards being late. He hasn't donned the spider suit for a while, and when his manager complains, he decides to become his arachnid counterpart. The scene of him gliding across the behemoth buildings of New York City has a delicate quality to it, which fascinates me. It's the antithesis of this sort of genre, but it works. Despite his swift ability in the suit, he is late for the delivery, and that doesn't end brilliantly for Peter. Life is hard, and there is an incongruent nature to it. He can't manage his work, his studies, and his social life. Harry Osborn, the son of his Green Goblin father, is at the helm of his company, Oscorp. He is annoyed with Peter for not revealing Spider-Man's identity. Peter resides in an apartment, if you can call it that, which he can't afford, and his landlord is not sympathetic. His editor publicly besmirches him for protecting Spider-Man, and he is distancing himself from Mary Jane. He loves her, but he doesn't want to make her a target. Aunt May arranges a party for his birthday and invites Harry, who is at this point more of a frenemy, and Mary Jane. Harry confronts Peter, a bit inappropriate for his birthday, but whatever, about his father, and he doesn't reveal his identity. He can't. Peter's beloved aunt cannot pay her bills, and Mary Jane has feelings for him, but decides after trying to get a response from him, she becomes engaged to his editor's son to add insult to injury. His life, to use the modern parlance, is a shit show. Normal life, as I said, is not working. He decides not to be a civilian. He needs his spider suit and the confidence to develop his skills. He is introduced to a friend of his lecturer, and despite not being satisfied with Peter's work, he is aware of his academic abilities. Oscorp is funding this friend, Dr. Otto Octavius, played by the brilliant Alfred Molina. Octavius has developed a machine which is rooted in electrical power generation, and rather fitting with the theme, uses a tentacle suit to create this. Octavius says he has the power of the sun when he is in this suit, and this is pivotal. He becomes thirsty for power. His AI tentacles emit such force that it shatters the building and inadvertently kills his wife. Peter is a guest at this demonstration, and seeing this display becomes Spider-Man and ameliorates what he can. He now has a new villain to fight, as the scientist's tentacles have latched onto his body. We see him in an operating theatre, a nod to Raimi's previous films. His tentacles are controlling Octavius, and they won't part from their source. It definitely has a Raimi vibe. As Peter Parker, life continues to be difficult. He has feelings for Mary Jane, but he's late for her play he promised he would attend. And when he arrives, he is faced with an officious Bruce Campbell. If you have watched the initial Spider-Man of this trilogy, he played a ring announcer. And I like that he continues to use Bruce Campbell. It's a bit like an Easter egg. Octavius is on the rampage and nearly kills Aunt May. Spider-Man saves the day, but the mad scientist wants to complete his project. Peter is concerned about his aunt as she blames herself for her husband's death, which occurred in the previous film. Peter corrects this and says he inadvertently may have had a role in this. He didn't cause it, it wasn't his doing, but he feels it was, to some extent. Aunt May is shocked when she leaves the room. Peter's obnoxious editor is suddenly praising Spider-Man and coins the term for the tentacle villain as Dr. Octopus. Harry, who is a bit of a snake really, makes a pact with Dr. Octopus, who says he will get Spider-Man if he can have the radioactive element he needs for his machine. Peter visits Aunt May, but is surprised that she is moving as she can't afford her current home. She understands Peter's situation and bears no malice. Aunt May is certain Peter is Spider-Man, but doesn't mention it. Spider-Man, and of course Peter's weakness, is Mary Jane, and they meet in a cafe. While she is engaged, she remains to love Peter. Dr. Octopus puts a stop to this and marches into the cafe and gets Mary Jane, as he is privy to Spider-Man's identity. Peter then realises his powers as Spider-Man, and Dr. Octopus and he fight. The famous train scene has spawned a few memes. His identity is revealed during the scene to those involved, and the passengers try to protect him from Dr. Octopus, who leaves with Peter and visits Harry with him. Harry is eager to know of his enemy's identity, and when he does, he's surprised, but Peter is able to reason with him. I don't do spoilers when I review a film. I won't reveal the ending. I will, however, mention that Bill Paxton's father appears again, as he did in the previous film, as Harry's butler. The Green Goblin makes an appearance as Willem Dafoe. The actor appeared randomly on the set, and it was that which inspired this cameo. The wedding dress is horrible and dated, even when the film was made. I have to say it. But apart from this, it's a very entertaining picture. Rather controversially, I do think it's on par with the initial film. I like the origin story, and it's a must-to-see that before watching this. If you have any thoughts on the Spider-Man films, the trilogy, please comment. And do you like this trilogy, or do you prefer the later iterations? I hope you enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe, as it's much appreciated. Thanks for watching.